That is all. Court is adjourned. Alright, time for the wrap up and then epilogue probably. I don't have much throat left though. Oh. 4th of November, 4th of November, 4:21 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. It really is all over. But did I sacrifice too much? Mr. Naruhodo? I really must congratulate you. It was a truly splendid performance. Honestly, I couldn't be happier for you. Oh, thank you very much. But I really couldn't have done it without you at my side through it all, Mrs. Sato. Oh. Your kind words mean so much to me. It really was a very splendid show, that Naruhodo. I'd have thought you'd be smiling from ear to ear, but you look rather glum. Well, of course I'm delighted about the verdict. When exposing the truth, I'm afraid I've caused my client a great deal of pain. I'm really not sure that's what my lawyer ought to be doing. Don't have a choice. Oh well, in that case. I'm quite sure that when you see Lord Von Zeke's again... oh my god, I'm quite sure when you see Lord Von Zeke's smiling face, everything will seem much better. yeah, he's totally smiling. Mrs. Sato... Everything seems worse. He has a face like thunder. Oh dear, I really shouldn't have presumed. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Almost a year it's been now since I first encountered you here in this very courtroom. For you to have risen to the level of excellence you have demonstrated today? Well, it's quite remarkable. But I exposed the most unpalatable truth you could ever have imagined in court today. I feel as though I've robbed you of something you held so dear. What was it he said? To fight those who dwell in the darkness requires at least some of us to occupy the darkness ourselves? But that was just the feeble excuse of a coward. Only those with a steadfast eye for the truth have what it takes to fight the dark forces of crime. You made fine work of establishing that fact in court today. Oh. Well, thank you. What magnanimous words. I'm quite sure that Kazuma-sama would have a smile on his face at this very moment if he were here. Kazuma. He's gonna show up, isn't he? Yeah, there he is. Yep! Sasato, you're bad at this. Mrs. Sato? There's another face like thunder here. Oh my, and he really was here. Lord Von Zeke's. Allow me to congratulate you on your acquittal. Congratulate me, or curse me, you failed to bring down the Reaper. I owe you an apology. No, it is I who should apologize. Your father, Genshin. If I had been stronger, then perhaps... I made an unforgivable error of judgment. I can offer no excuse. And I can offer no forgiveness. That said, I suppose you fought for justice and the truth. With that, at least, I can't withhold respect. Your words mean more to me than you could know. I will hold them dear. Kazuma-sama. I must say, there's one thing that's still bothering me. What's that? The other thing? The will that Lord Clint von Zeeks wrote before his duel with my father. The other thing. Asogi is a fine detective, and a hunter worthy of respect. He has agreed to honor my final two wishes. The first is that this document survives. The second, I cannot commit to paper. I've confessed my sins to my wife. May she find resolution in my death. With my eternal gratitude to my Japanese friend, I rest my quill. Clint von Zieks. What can the second of his final wishes have been? That your father agreed to honor, you mean? I think perhaps... Sholmes. Oh no, it's mixed up. I think perhaps I might be able to shed some light on that. What? Father? It was 10 years ago, as you know. The day before the execution was scheduled. I went to the prison to say my farewells to Genshin. Oh my god, so much more to go. It can't be that much more. Why aren't you putting up more of a fight, Genshin? If you'd only agreed to it, Sessho and I would gladly petition the government. We've been through this already. You don't need to worry about me. Anyway, Eugen, I have a favor to ask of you. Something of great importance. You're one of my greatest friends, Genshin. Whatever it is, consider it done. I'm going to tell you an address. I need you to go there at once in secret, and telling no one. You should find a lady of the gentry in hiding there. A lady of the gentry? She's not in a good way, and she's with child. The birth is imminent. There it is. As a medical man, I'd like you to attend to her. Please, you're her only hope. By any chance, is the child yours, Genshin? Don't be daft. It's a favor that was asked of me by a man I knew, as his dying wish. My goodness! I swore to that man I would help, that I would do whatever I could for his wife and his unborn child. But if something should happen to me, I need to ask you that same favor. You're the only person I know that I can truly rely on. What did you say? If something should happen to you? Tomorrow night, you're going to be... You never know, though, do you? What life will bring. Alright then, tell me the address. I'll head there at once. With Sessho and... No, not with him. Pardon? This is a favor I'm asking of you, and only you, Eugen. Right, I see. Very well then. He already knew that Shishiro might do something, I guess? That very night I caught a train from Paddington to Dartmoor in Devon. I found the old house. In the middle of nowhere it was. An old hunting hound lay asleep on the ground. Oh, okay. There she is. The poor woman was on the floor at the back of a darkened room. She was in mortal danger. I broke her waters to precipitate the labor before she weakened further, but it was a torturous birth. I did everything humanly possible for her and her child. And in the end, I was lucky enough to welcome a new life into the world. But tragically, my efforts to save the mother's life were in vain. I held the healthy young newborn girl in my arms and wept for longer than I care to remember. Eventually, in something of a daze, I looked around the room. There was precious little in it, but an old travel trunk caught my eye. Baskerville. It had clearly been well looked after over the years, made of top-quality leather with fine stitching. But it was when I saw the emblem on the side of it that everything dropped into place. B for Baskerville. Baskerville? You mean the woman was the wife of Lord Clint von Zieks? That's right. The newborn was his daughter. But that makes no sense. Why on earth wouldn't Clint have entrusted the child to my care in that case? I was completely unaware that he even had a daughter. I suppose he didn't really have any choice. What? Well, your brother said that he'd confessed everything to his wife. So she must have been beside herself with worry for her child. If the true identity of the professor were ever to be made public, the girl would be forever branded as the daughter of the infamous mass murderer. Yeah! Ah. So the only solution was to distance the young girl from the von Zieks family as much as possible. I don't believe it. I imagined that in his final hour, Lord Clint von Zieks made the obvious choice. He would have thought to himself, this Japanese man here is someone I can trust. I honored my promise to Genshin, of course. However, only a month later, I was summoned back to Japan. Without disclosing the parentage of the child, I couldn't obtain permission to take her with me. Oh, how awful. I was completely at a loss. In the end, I had to ask my great friend. I asked him if he would be a father to her. That being Mr. Sholmes, I presume? Yes. He took one look into my eyes and agreed to it on the spot. Mr. Sholmes? He has a heart of gold. Really, all it can be said that I did for the child was to give her a name. Oh? When I'd come to Britain, I was trying to escape from the grief of losing my darling wife. So it was her name that I gave the little girl. Your wife's name, Professor Mikitoba? In other words, the name of my mother. Ayame Mikitoba. Oh! Oh! That's right, Ayame. Or in English, Iris. Iris? Oh my god. Alright, okay. Okay, Ayame means Iris. Okay, alright. I had no idea. Ding dong, here comes Iris. Ouch! Miss Naruhodo, what's wrong? This little thing just pinched me on the behind through my trouser pocket hard. Ah, my dear fellows, can you hear me? Mr. Sholmes, is that you? Ding dong. Ah! Yes, we can hear you. You see what excessive tugging can do? Let that be a lesson to you. Mr. Sholmes, we weren't able to thank you properly before, but you were simply marvelous. Your checkmate move was a stroke of genius. Indeed it was, wasn't it? I surpassed myself, I feel. It had become apparent to me that to stop the Lord Chief's injustice would require such measures. Oh no, Susie! Oh, Iris! Oh, Oh, I'm so pleased. What a wonderful outcome. Her Majesty Queen Vicky said she thought my special blend was delicious. Oh, I'm sure she did. After all, no one brews a more delicious tea than you do, Iris. Let's have a party to celebrate. And Mr. Weeper, you simply must come too. What? I'm afraid I couldn't. The Reaper of the Bailey, flustered by a 10-year-old girl. Again. No, really? Oh, pooh. But I give you my word that I shall present myself at your residence in the near future to express my gratitude. Oh, how lovely. We'll promise now. I won't let you forget. Bye for now, then. Alright, Iris. Thank you for all your help earlier. Oh, that was nothing. Just come back home soon. Ding dong. Ah! One final pinch goodbye, was it? My ass! Now he's smiling. Well, I think I ought to be leaving. Lord von Zieks, would you care to accompany me? Certainly. Miss Naruhodo, allow me to once again express my deep gratitude to you. I believe you saved my life. Wait, Lord von Zieks! Yes? What are you intending to do now? Well, clearly I shall have to resign from the prosecutor's office. Oh no! I intend to publicize the full truth about the Professor case. Once that's done, the Von Zieks family will be ostracized completely from London society. Surely not. So as soon as I am free from my employment, I shall leave the capital. Oh, I see. Don't be a fool. Are those the actions of a man once feared as the mighty Reaper of the Bailey? I beg your pardon? For the past 10 years, you've endured this pseudonym and been cast as one of the Dark Horse forces yourself. Now that you've finally been freed from that disrepute, your battle is just beginning. Surely. Well, I certainly never expected to hear those words from your lips. I waited a long time to come to London. Now I'm properly here. I intend to learn all that I can. Anyway, goodbye for now. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Kazuma Asogi. It seems as though he's really matured suddenly. He's not the only one who's matured, Miss Naruhodo. Well, I think we should make our way back to Baker Street. We must help Iris with her tonight's dinner. We must! Oh my god, how much more is there? Oh, my body! Can't take it! It was then that I came to an important decision about my future. I would marry Sasato in the future. In like 10 years, because right now they're way too young. 4th of November, 6:25 p.m., Sholmes' suite. I'm home. I'm home! Oh shit! Gun to the face! Ah! That time you got here. We've been waiting ages, Odo. What are you doing with that colorful piece of history? And why is she not mad? Like, well, I guess Gregson was responsible for some kills, so what's she not mad or sad about? It's a party, innit? It's gotta go off with a bang. I mean, fireworks ideally. But when you ain't got fire, smoke's the next best thing, ain't it? There's a girl in Fresno Street who could help you with that, I think. Right. I remember that. You don't have to reload that thing every time I speak. You really must hear this. It's quite the most extraordinary thing. I assure you, it will defy your expectations. Take down every detail now, Mikatoba. Ah, the world-famous great detective, regaling his partner with the tale of his adventures. A sight to behold. Would you care to hazard a guess? Where do you suppose the fiendish runaway had concealed himself? Would you believe, inside the trunk I found abandoned in his cabin? Mikatoba was there! I would believe it, yes. I say, Mikatoba, I detect not a hint of surprise. I wonder why that is, Maybe because I was there at the scene as well, Sholmes? What? You were? Then why the deuce didn't you say so before? Not quite the sight I was expecting to behold, but still. It's hard not to feel privileged to see it. Hello, Mr. Sholmes, Professor Mikatoba. I'm finally back from the Bailey. And not a moment too soon. A feast prepared by Iris and Mrs. Sato awaits. I must say, I haven't seen Sasato looking so happy in a very long time. Ah, Uno, there you are. Dinner is on the table, everyone. Please do come and take a seat. Time to fill me boots. Fill your boots? I don't get it. Goodness, is that really true, Gina? Yep, I'm losing my Kappa's Klabba. Then going on back to what I know best. It's a diver's life for me. You're really leaving the police force? But why, Guinea? Well, the boss ain't around no more, so... Oh. And anyway, no matter how hard I try, that Ip ain't never gonna accept a Davaton dick, is he? Well, people can change, you know? Ah, yes. That reminds me. I rather thoughtfully offered to relieve the bailiff of this now-defunct piece of evidence. Eh? It's the inspector's pocket watch, and the crown has been reattached. That watch was his pride and joy, a symbol of his great achievements at Scotland Yard. For 10 years without fail, it measured every second of the man's remarkable career. But now, it stopped. Someone needs to keep the memory of Inspector Gregson's career alive. By taking on the great responsibility of winding that watch every single day again? Yes, someone with an equally fierce detective spirit. It's gotta be me. There's no one else. Quite right. I mean, after all, the boss was... Well, he was my boss. Yes, Geenie. Yes, he was. Oh yeah, and I made you a promise and all, didn't I, Iris? That I'd become a proper detective one day and track down your old man. Oh. Alright then, it's decided. I'll do it. She's never gonna find that one. And I swear. I'll find your dad. And bring him in kicking and screaming. If it's a zombie apocalypse, sure. I'm not entirely sure that would be appropriate. Yes, I think, Gina, it might be best to, well... I think I'd like you to forget that promise, Kenny. Eh? Iris? Well, obviously I've always wondered about who my real daddy is, of course I have. I wanted to know where I've come from. I thought it might tell me something about myself. But I've kind of such a lot of trouble trying to find out for so many people. Howie, Uno, Professor Mickey. Oh no, not at all, my dear. Really, you owe no apology to anyone. Well, anyway, I decided to give up on it. Because I finally realized my daddy is the greatest in the world. I don't think it matters what his name is or where he's from. Don't you agree? Howie? With every word, Iris. Thank you, Howie. Thank you, Daddy. I think, Mikatoba. Yes, Sholmes. I think that I ought to express my gratitude to you. Oh? For 6 years, you and I solved many a mystery together. And during that time, I remember countless expressions of gratitude for our good services. But a moment ago, I heard the most pleasing expression of gratitude of them all. I should never have experienced it. Were it not for you. You old softy, Sholmes. But I must confess, it's a weight off my mind to hear you say it. Well then, I think this calls for a lengthy violin recital, wouldn't you say? Oh well, the food would go cold, so that's the only problem. Maybe next week, Howie. Blue balls. You sure a week is long enough, Iris? Or did she figure out who her dad is by now? Even amidst the most troubling of cases, even reeling from the most shocking revelations. Returning in the evening into this suite of rooms, there's always warmth and happiness to be had. The home of the world's greatest detective, and my home too, with my greatest family. Oh my god, time for the wrap-up, here we go! Oh god! On my back, on my back, oh my god. 4th November, 9:37 p.m., Naruto Legal Consultancy. This attic room has been my home and office for almost a year now. I certainly had some unforgettable experiences whilst I've lived here. But I think now, the time has come. Time to bid this place farewell. Naruhodo? No, Naruhodo. Okay. Oh, Professor! Are you alone? I didn't hear any sound from Sasato's room. Yes, Sasato-san went out after dinner. She took a carriage. Something about an important matter she needed to take care of? Ah, I see. I wanted to thank you for what you did earlier. Oh? With Iris, I mean. When the subject of her father came up. Lord Count von Zeeks. I made up my mind many years ago never to tell her who her real father was. It's what was agreed with Genshin after all. Lord Clint von Zeek's final wishes before he died, you mean? Yes. I've had to take some rather drastic steps at times to protect that secret, you know? Killed 3 guys! Calling Sasato back to Japan 6 months ago, for example. Huh? That's why? When I read Saseki-san's report about his final days in London, my heart nearly stopped. You'd stumbled across the crux of that terrible case. The dog's collar. Oh, right, yeah, the collar. He was like, what does this have to do with anything? The description of the Baskerville insignia left me in no doubt. Baskerville. Baskerville. If you decided to investigate that insignia, sooner or later, you'd have made the connection to the Von Zeeks. And to make matters worse, Sasato knew of the unpublished story as well. The story that Iris had written based on my notes from the time. Yeah. Ah, yes, the Hound of the Baskervilles. Exactly. Yeah, that was a question. How did she know about it, right? It was a work of fiction, but based on the grim reality of a huge beast of a dog being used as a murder weapon. A dog with the Baskerville family emblem around its neck. Armed with those 2 clues, I feared you and Sasato might arrive at the truth. I invented that story about having collapsed to justify her leaving London and returning to Japan at once. All in aid of halting any investigations you and she might have been contemplating. I see. Something I never understood is why Sasato-san came across that manuscript in Japan, though. You know, Iris is the Hound of the Baskerville story, I mean? Shom sent it to me. That was before Sasato left Japan. He was very troubled about what should be done about it, you see. I'd read it and carelessly left it on my desk, which is why Sasato came across it, of course. Ah. It was the only case Shoms and I ever pursued that I didn't record in meticulous detail. I was stunned when I discovered that young Iris had pieced together so much of it from my paltry notes. Shoms and I discussed the matter and decided that we couldn't allow the story's publication. At that point, I returned the manuscript by post to Shoms for safekeeping. You did all that to stop Iris from finding out the truth about her father. That's right, because Shoms had told me how astute she'd become. However, having witnessed events in court today, I must say my opinion has somewhat shifted. Oh? I think that at some point in the future, the time will come for Iris to know the truth. And when it does, well, I believe it will be for the best. Huh. I think so too. Actually, Professor, I wanted to talk to you about something too. Judging from that expression, I'd say you've come to a decision, have you? Yes, I have. I will be returning with you to Japan. Are you quite sure? I'm really only here as a substitute for Kazuma. But he's here in Britain now, as originally intended. Locum student Naruhodo doesn't really have a right to stay, I think. I see. Looking back now, when I first arrived here in February, My becoming a lawyer just seemed to be the way things turned out. With Kazuma, Sasato-san, and Mr. Sholmes all gently pushing me in that direction. I spent the best part of a year immersed in this world, but always aware of a seed of doubt inside me. Until today. Standing in that courtroom earlier, all doubts vanished from my mind. I was totally focused. I was sure of my belief in my client, and I was sure I could see the trial through. And at the end of it, I finally realized no one else chose this path for me. I chose it myself. The path of a defense lawyer, eh? Yes, that's what I am now. That's what I'll be going back with you to Japan as. And that's the path I'll be following for the rest of my life. Well, it sounds like you've made quite a resolution there. I have. Very well then. Must say it's extremely welcome news. I shall make arrangements for your return first thing tomorrow, but I don't imagine we'll depart for a few days. Not with this symposium having been cancelled now, but such a shame. Never mind, I'm sure there'll be other opportunities in the future. Well then, I'll bid you good night. Oh, she heard the whole thing. Sasato-san! I just wanted to let you know I'm back. You ninja, did you, hear what your father and I were talking about? I'm sorry, I did, yes. I couldn't help, but... Oh, how much did you hear? Well, the whole damn thing. From the part about Ars's real father, I think. In other words, from the beginning. So you've made up your mind. I'll return to Japan and continue working as a defense lawyer. Ah, yes, I'm sorry. I really should have consulted you about it. I did want to earlier this evening, actually, but you'd already gone out. Oh no, that's quite alright. I already knew it's what you'd decide, Naruto-san. You did? Sasato-san? Huh? Yes? I suppose this means it has to be farewell soon. I suppose. It'll be a great help to Kazuma going forward. I mean, I know he's a brilliant lawyer, but he's new to the British courtroom. He'll certainly benefit greatly having a brilliant judicial assistant at his side. I'll do my very best. Wish I could say it, but I just can't. Can't ask her to come with me. After all, he was always supposed to be coming to Britain as Kazuma's assistant. Oh, this is the only time she can't read his freaking mind? It's growing late. We should both try to get some sleep. I'm sure you must be exhausted after today. Oh, yes. You're right. Before I retire, let me just say one more time. You really were quite splendid in court today. So if you ask me, anyone who thinks of you as a substitute or a locum should be ashamed of themselves. Sasato-san. Thank you. Oh, we're back here again in the finale again. 7th of November, 5:42 a.m., Port of Dover, Wayside. I can't believe this day's finally come. You're really leaving now, Luna? I'm afraid so, Iris. Thank you so much for everything. I don't know what I'll do without your wonderful cooking and delicious tea. Oh, I wish you weren't going. But you have to come back and visit, so you will. Of course, I promise. Come back in a box. Well, it was a very brief reunion, but it was a pleasure to pursue a case with you again after so long. For a while, at least, it felt like old times. Yes, I suppose, on reflection, there's something to be said for it. Having a little fun once in a while? I'll just go and say goodbye to the professor as well, I think. Alright, Iris, you do that. Bye not, Daddy. Honk.
Susato-san.
Oh, okay, here we go.
I've just checked, Naruhodo-san. Your luggage is already on board. Such a beautiful morning. Perfect for embarking on a journey, isn't it?
Before I set off, I'd just like to say how thankful I am for everything you've done for me. And give my warmest regards to Kazuma, please.
Actually, I think you ought to give him your regards in person, don't you?
He's right there.
Ryunosuke.
Kazuma!
Did he ever talk,
What are you doing here?
by the way, previously?
Do you really think I'd miss my best friend's departure?
Okay, I think he did talk a little bit.
Thanks. To be honest, I'd been looking forward to our wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's capital, but,
Well, we'll have to save that for another time. Personally, I'm looking forward to facing you in court again.
Me too. But, we're both defense lawyers, so,
I'm going to become a prosecutor. I'll stay in Lord Van Zeek's tutelage for the time being, but before long,
That's how you say it? Van Zeeks? Alright, I thought it was Von Zeeks.
I intend to be just as formidable as the Reaper himself.
oh, I see.
Actually, Ryunosuke, I have a favor to ask.
Name it.
I'd like you to take care of this for me for a while.
Karuma? Why?
Because I've seen it now. I've seen what's inside me, the demon that reared its ugly head that day.
Yeah, when he broke the tip. Just the tip.
It was only for the briefest of moments. The last time I came face to face with that inspector. But it was unmistakable. I wanted to kill him. I've always known there are demons that live inside people. And now I know there is one in me. The fact that it very nearly consumed me is something I'll carry with me until the end of my days. While I devote my life to fighting those whose demons have got the better of them. As a prosecutor.
So, that's what you've resolved to do, is it?
Until I'm ready to face the demon within me. To slay it once and for all. I leave this in your care. If you'll take it.
Of course I will. I'll keep it by my side. Always. Until we meet again, then. You have your path to follow, and I have mine.
Naruhodo-san?
Okay.
The path you're going to follow from now on. I wonder if I might follow it at your side, unless I'd be a burden.
Ah! Where the sword goes, she goes, apparently. Oh, this is what I want.
What? I mean, I would very much like you to come with me. But aren't you?
You're so predictable, Ryunosuke.
I am?
Honestly, you never change at all. But that's what I like about you.
You mean you knew about this?
It was the evening after Lord Van Zeek's trial came to an end. She came to see me at the prosecutor's office.
Oh, okay.
Really? Oh, when I had that conversation with Professor Mikotoba.
So, you'd go with Ryunosuke back to Japan?
Yes. I know it's unfair of me to follow my own interests like this.
Coming here especially to tell me. You're a stickler for etiquette, aren't you? Well, what are his feelings?
We've never discussed it, of course, and Naruhodo-san has made no such suggestion. I worry that perhaps I'd be a burden to him.
She has been his absolute rock this entire game. This entire game. Oh my god.
He's just as much of a stickler for etiquette as you are. He'd never say anything before he was asked. But I'd feel happy knowing you were with him. Look out for him on my behalf, will you?
Of course.
Susato-san.
What do you think, Naruhodo-san?
With you by my side, no trial would seem too daunting. So if you're willing, I'd be honored if you'd come with me. Together we can take on the world.
Yes! Yes!
I'm terribly incompetent, but if you'll have me, I'd be delighted.
At what point, aside from when she believes he's the killer, usually, the only time she's ever wrong, it's the only time she's ever wrong.
Oh, no, not at all. If anyone's terribly incompetent, it's me.
Ah! What's wrong?
Your luggage, Susato-san. There's no time. The ship's going to set sail any minute now.
Oh, that's what he was yelling about. I was like, what was that yell about?
It's all right. There's no need to worry. As it happens, my luggage is already on board too.
It is?
Your fine judicial assistant has everything in hand as always, I see.
Bruno! Your ship's about to leave!
That's the voice for Iris? Alright.
Time to go then. Look after yourself, Ryunosuke.
Kazuma, draw your sword.
Hmm?
One day, when our paths cross, once more, we'll fight a duel of words across the courtroom. A day I eagerly await as a lawyer.
I've been waiting to hear you say that, partner.
Don't forget me then, Kazuma.
As if I could, Ryunosuke.
And Mr. Sholmes, thank you so much. I'm very much indebted to you.
Indeed, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe you are.
I'll never forget all you've done for me during my time in London.
The only voice I'm cool with is Sholmes's, apparently.
Quite. I should like to think you will remember your debt of gratitude.
And Sasato's. Those only two I care for.
Especially when I visit you in your country. What? The truth is, although many are ignorant of the fact, the world is far smaller than most folk realize.
Just takes 6 months to get there.
I'd be delighted if you came to Japan one day.
Oh yes, we'd welcome you with open arms, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, that sounds wonderful! I can't wait!
In that case, let us conclude that this is to be merely a brief parting, my dear fellows.
And that brings us to the end of my adventures in Great Britain.
Now for the credits. And having people do
A
epilogue
peculiar
talking.
twist of fate brought me halfway around the world those many months ago. But that was just the start of my journey. Who knows where fate will lead me next? Still, I'm confident this won't be my last meeting with the friends I've made in London. And when we're together again, no doubt the first words I'll hear will be,
Come, the game is afoot.
The ship, with our friends from the east, sailed steadily towards the distant horizon. But Sholmes's face was alight with joy. The times may change, but a steadfast friendship will remain true, Wilson. We have but to gently close our eyes, and we are with our companions once more.
So I do just that. And when I do, I can hear his strong, familiar voice ring out.
Objection!
Not the strongest delivery of objection.
Until we meet again, Bruno.
Greatest Attorney. Chronicles 1 and 2. Alright. Ends pretty satisfying. Ends pretty satisfying. Utaku. You know, I feel bad. I have a poster made by the main artist for... I've been through and inundated with inquiries about my remote cinematography thing, but I'm no purveyor of electrical goods, and what of the promised closed court secrecy? Anyway, I've decided an absence from London is in order. A sojourn in distant climes? The Empire of Japan, perhaps. Understand that wardrobe class incurs no charge whatsoever. Films. I don't remember the main artist's name, but I have a poster somewhere that's very crinkled. Yeah, but we don't know to hurry the other day. He just said, "Thank you for everything, Daddy." But he made Hurry cry. And I gave him some lotion I invented as well, to dye his hair red safely. But he said that might make him quiet too, so he'd rather not use it. Just don't remember the name of the main artist when they first did Phoenix. But I have a poster made by them with their signature and everything from like 20 years ago? Kinda wish I preserved it. I didn't know what Phoenix was at the time. In those days when I was known as the Reaper, I felt her presence at my side. Once, unable to bear the burden of that grim pseudonym, I even retired from the courtroom. Despite everything, I still wear your prosecutor's badge with pride. But the darkness that once beset me is no more, as you too are no more. In the words of a young foreign friend of mine, I must stride forward toward a brighter future. The boss left a note for me, you know. And I can read every letter now, A to Z, the whole lot. It's clear to load the stuff up. The boss was trying to protect me, you see. And that's exactly what me and Chief Inspector Toby here are gonna keep doing for Londoners. I only wish I could have said how grateful I was before you know. That's her last line. A girl full of regret. Gina, the truth is, I'm not the upstanding fella you think I am. You might be a daft at heart, but it's a good heart. It reminded me I need to be true to myself. I've got one more job to take care of before it's ta-ta to London town for the foreseeable. And then, I've got to complete your education in the art of deduction. Detection a la Gregson, as they say. And then he died. The secret to unlimited fish and chips is this. Oh god, this voice. Your Excellency, this man is accused of illegally entering into the country after the Ministry of Affairs. Objection! Public statement overruled. This minister has been detained in Britain. Who is this counsel for the defense? The women are forbidden from the... Oh, really? My friend Sasada is a British courtroom all the time and doing a wonderful job. My god, so many voices. Perhaps I should have engaged the services of a regular legal team. Oh yeah, because he broke in, right. So Seki and Raymond Bombay are the ones helping out here to defend him? Maybe I should have waited for Nadahodo. Mama, is it true about Japanese people? Are they experts at filleting corpses? Yes, they are. Fish corpses on their whole. I'd like to hone my own filleting skills. You don't mind, do you, Mama? Yes, I do. I'm not a corpse yet, am I? No. And I'm glad. Oh, how sweet. How sweet. Oh god, this voice. Here I am again in Great Britain and the invitation of my dear old university friend. He sent me a very nice letter saying he'd like to show me around now that everything is settled. But what have I done? I was so excited I picked a splendid hotel. Now I can't afford the bill. Oh, Barak, come to my rescue again, please. I wish I could just vanish into thin air sometimes. I choose to believe they're banging after this. Oh, what was this voice? When I went to make the waxwork impression of the killer in the cemetery, I realized what had happened. But even the witness stand on the highest court of the land, I could never speak of it. The Lord Chief Justice and I had struck a bargain, you see. For a faithful reproduction of the visage. There's nothing with the spells would not do. Oh my god. It's a witch! And she's blinking during the credits. That's not scary. Everyone calls me gossip. I sell jaunty little tidbits to passerbys, you know? Everyone calls me a pepino, and I sell it a spaghetti. It's a more red than a head. Everyone's call me non. Okay, no, I cannot do it. This is ridiculous. Oh, Daily, how charming. You've made lots of new friends here, I see. Yes, and when we're released, we're all going to strike it rich together. Oh my god. That little chubby Italian boy. How did he get the spaghetti? I'm curious what actual Italian spaghetti is like. I really am curious. Apparently it's amazing. When I was accepted on the foreign study tour, I knew exactly what path I had to take. And however it might have ended, I knew that I wanted you there to see it. If I'd ended up in the dock, there's no one I would have rather had defending me. But now, thanks to you, there's a new path I want to take. I'm sure we'll meet again in the courtroom. My friend, until then, I leave Karuma in your care. So draw your sword so I can tap your sword with your other sword. But act like it's my sword, so we're tapping swords. What is it? Is this adding the last one, or is it gonna be... Yup! I was thinking this was gonna come up. Oh no, okay. Now I made some tea, Miss Naruto. It's important that you rest whilst you can. Once we arrive in Japan, you shall be busy establishing your new office. I'm so delighted to be accompanying you. After all, your talents have been recognized by a great detective. Because you really are the greatest of lawyers. A great ace attorney, some might say. Battle drop! I was expecting Mr. Sailor to show up, and also the ballerina girl who didn't murder Kazuma. But no. He kept... Yeah, right, of course, that was his thing he brought with him from Japan. There was a cat! Forgot all about that cat. Mr. Whiskers, whose name I don't remember. Oh, there's more? Oh, this trope. This is a fun... I always enjoy this trope. Person going on a journey and then all these characters in the background. We got one more credits to go through. That case was pretty funny. Multiple cats. Bah! This effing guy killing Asashin. Who wasn't meant to be killed. Osanaga, Soseki with his cats. Poor Osanaga somehow is not dead after everything that's happened to him. Sasato came back. Sasato Naruto, and now Sasato's back. Iris and Sholmes. Yep, they walk together. The girl was accidentally stabbed. Oh my god, that one was crazy. This effing guy. The bee lady. The bee gas lady. And Popeye. Seki-san again. Because he had two cases. With his weird posing. Enoch Trevor. He is a robot. Oh yeah, this guy. And the little Bavarian boy. I bet you're not losing a balloon, huh? Give me a new balloon, guy. What are you doing? My lady Scythe and her daughter Gory. Just let your daughter have a different last name, apparently. Ah, the crazy scientist and his stoic boyfriend. Hey, guys! Sandwich. Freaking firecracker girl. Freaking sandwich! Freaking sandwich. That guy went through a journey during the year. Hot lady and her husband. That was an axe? Hayden just has an axe on him? The Pino, another guy. I forgot. Rousseau? I forgot. My favorite version of the blocking trope for credits has gotta be, well, not again. Has gotta be, Ippo? Was it? And these guys. But, Hajime no Ippo. That's my favorite version of the credits. When it says him running with all the people. They're freaking dancing. Like, look at me, I'm a dapper guy. Look at your father, I'm dapper, right? Okay. Friggin' Seshiro. Emma. And Strongheart. Clap. 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 Where's Cosmo? Tapping swords! Yeah, there it is. Swords. Yeah. Capcom, thank you for playing. Do they still do that? I think Capcom was the one who originated thank you for playing in the credits. I don't remember. Nope, no, okay. Thought they would still do that. A lot of their old games have thank you for playing. And journeying back to Japan. To a place that has no judge for the time being. Like, what? Can a defense lawyer become a judge? Yes, get closer! Like, all I know is Naruhodo F's. Like, he has kids eventually, because he's the ancestor of Phoenix. And I want her to be the ancestor too. Alright! Done! But, like, when they're not underage, though? The Risen Resolve. Cool picture. Just a quick check, but I think we're done. There might be some, like, side chapters, but let's see. Done! Press. Special contents, let's take a look. This is potentially the final episode. Accolades, I should have everything, right? Like, what? I don't have things! In all of it, you can have outfits? Having dug around in every... Yeah, I didn't around find every argument about shovels and spades. Didn't do that. Didn't do the ladders either. For having it read every new idea on. Oh, she had a blackboard. I didn't realize that. The bed. Okay. Violin. Something about those two guys? Really? Father Frustrator. For having named as the victim. Oh, if you do some weird joke where you name them, alright. Down on one. Okay. Inspirational roots. Huh. Curious. Best chips in town. Oh, okay, didn't do that, okay. And something about the sword. Probably all achievements? I don't know. No, that's all achievements, alright. Gallery, what's in here? Portraits. Oh, it's all the characters. Wait, what's this? Oh, other ideas for her? Okay, how cute. And then other characters. Oh, look at that idea. The dolls. Well, what a cute idea. Of course, happy with what we got, but that's a cute idea. Other versions of the Soviet. Other Van Zeeks. Oh, look at these other ideas. Yeah, no. Yeah, I like the final product on that one. Other characters. Yeah, I was not expecting her to just die. I thought there was going to be more to her, and I guess there was more to her. Yeah, this lady, we didn't see what happened to her. Like, we just assumed things went okay for her eventually. The judge. Other characters. Well, jurors. Guy with knife. Sun and moon. That couple, Lestrade. Strongheart. That guy. And then these for winning, for completing. Oh, early Naruhodo. Oh wow, he had the phoenix hair! So other incarnations had the phoenix hair hardcore, and they're like, let's edge it back, let's soften it a bit. So he has a little bit of the phoenix hair, and not majorly phoenix hair? Wow. Checking if we missed anything. There's no way, we got everything right? Yeah, we got it. The hell? 7 Days of Sin? What? What are these? What are these things? 7 Days of Sin? 7 days of sin, evening of day 1 and 2. What are these things? The special what are the great special what? Auditorium. Instrumentals. Alright, music. Voice recitals, just lines. All the characters have lines. Wait, Barrack's got lines?
The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb.
Ah!
Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. That you're a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago.
That voice is perfect.
Mere amateur.
That voice is perfect.
This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law.
I will become a lawyer. I have to.
Prepare for a Susato takedown! Hiya!
Wow. Alright, okay. Taylor. So we could have had other outfits? Oh, that's funny looking. Oh, how cute. No to that one. Alright, so it's just those three, okay. She has the only good outfit. Only good outfit was her. Now this was only between 1 and 2, okay. And credits, we already saw the credits. Oh god, I did it. But are these the walking credits? Is there a third credit? There's a third credits? Yeah, there's a third credits. Alright, skip that. Okay. That's it. I'm really curious what the hell this movie's about, because this looks different. What is this? These look special. 7 Days of Sin, Evening of Day... What the hell is this? I'm really curious. Okay, so maybe we'll have a bonus episode if that's anything special. If it's not anything special, then this is the last episode. But as far as I know, this is it. I had fun up from watching. This was a great run, great time. The final cases for both games were stupidly long, but they are what they are. They're supposed to be a roller coaster ride. The first half's final mission, case, was a bit too much. I thought it was a bit too silly. Here, it does fall apart a little bit because you gotta do past case stuff, but there was so much that's like, well, this just would not work out. But in the end, it works out in the story, so whatever. Well, that's it. This was very fun. I am happy, I'm satisfied, and we'll see where we go to next as far as the Layton and Phoenix games go. We're not going to finish this LP run until we get all those games done, but in the meantime, we have other RPGs we're going to do as well. But that's it for now. I had fun up here from watching. That's what's all about it. Having fun. Thanks and bye, and see you next time in the next LP series. See you! And hopefully my voices keep getting better.